In the top stories, Foreign Affairs official calls for equitable access to vaccines. Prime Minister Harris urges larger nations to do more in the fight against COVID-19. And Health Minister expresses support for Indian vaccine manufacturer. The details on these stories and more after the break.
Angostura, lemon, lime and bitters. Live, love, be.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. I'm Carla Barrage. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Kibas, has called for equitable access to vaccines from the United States and countries around the world. The Permanent Secretary was at the time thanking the U.S. for its continued support to the Federation in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. She said solidarity and unity of action can assist in mitigating trends that will render the world vulnerable to the spread of infectious diseases.
This is an opportune juncture to therefore make an appeal for a similar show of solidarity from the United States and others with respect to ensuring equitable access to vaccines, and call upon all nations to realize that the actions of each nation globally will ultimately have an impact on its own welfare domestically.
Permanent Secretary Bass spoke of the importance of a strong health system to economic growth.
Ample evidence exists that proves that strong and resilient health systems are necessary for achieving sustained positive health outcomes. So we make a call for resources to bolster health systems even in the post-COVID stage.
She said the pandemic calls for a uniting of the entire global community to build societal resilience to cope with the next crisis. On Monday, India donated 20,000 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine to St. Kitts and Nevis, part of a 570,000 dose donation to the Caribbean region. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Timothy Harris says the larger nations of the world need to do more to make vaccines available to countries in need. Speaking at a reception ceremony for a shipment of vaccines from India on Monday, the Prime Minister said while COVAX Vaccine Fund has provided assistance to nations in need, more must be done.
I call this morning on the G7 countries, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, the United Kingdom, and the United States, as well as the European Union, to make vaccines available to those nations in need in a timely manner. We are grateful for the generous amounts being contributed by these nations to the COVAX facility, but we urge them to go further and to go faster, as the indicative quantities do not meet the threshold of herd immunity.
He repeated CARICOM's call for a global meeting to tackle access to and the distribution of vaccines.
I also strongly echo CARICOM's call for a global summit in the context of the World Health Organization, WHO ACT-A Facilitation Council, to discuss equitable access and distribution of the COVID-19 vaccine. A genuine international effort is needed to beat this international pandemic.
India's donation of 20,000 vaccines was described as a show of its commitment to stemming the spread of the pandemic through the distribution of 570,000 doses throughout the CARICOM region. Minister of Health Honorable Akila Barry-Nisbet is assuring the nation that the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine being rolled out in the country is safe and that the Indian company making it is a world leader in vaccine production. The minister made the remarks on Saturday while she addressed participants of the Prime Minister's monthly health walk at the Otley's Hard Court. According to Minister Barry-Nisbet, roughly 90% of the vaccines made in the world are from the Serum Institute of India. She advised the audience that many of the vaccine they received as children and those now being received by their children are made from the Serum Institute of India. Members of the audience at the Otley's Hard Court were told they have an option not to take the vaccine and get COVID-19 and risk having severe COVID-19 and possible death, or to take the vaccine and would not have severe COVID-19 nor would they die from COVID-19. According to Minister Barry-Nisbet, health centers on St. Kitts offering the vaccine are Bastia, Newtown, Sandy Point and Tabernacle Health Centers. Cayon, Molineux and St. Peter's Health Centers will be added to the list on Monday, March 8th. And in other national news, on tonight's edition of Leadership Matters, Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Timothy Harris will be joined by Financial Secretary Hilary Hazel, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health Dr. Dolores Stapleton Harris, and CEO of the Tourism Authority Raquel Brown. Leadership Matters, which starts at 8 p.m. and simulcasts on ZIZ Radio and other participating radio stations. It is also streamed live on social media platforms, including the Facebook and YouTube pages of the St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service, SKNIS. After the break, ZIZ to host program and elocution contest as part of 60th anniversary activities. Stay with us.
We are all essential in the fight against COVID-19. At Quartz, we're doing our part and we encourage you to stay at home, stay safe and shop online at www.shopquartz.com. For our convenience, our Quartz online customers will receive free delivery and get up to 20% off televisions, appliances and homewares. Plus, if you shop with Ready Finance, you will pay nothing down for 60 days. Now, you can stay home, shop online and save. Remember, do the essential. Wear a mask, wash your hands, practice social distancing, stop the spread.
There is no... Using my National Bank Visa card is fast, secure, and convenient.
Cashless SKN is on.
Garden equipment, garden accessories, including weed eaters, lawnmowers, and much more. Get 25% off all lawn and garden items happening now at Horsewood Building Center in St. Kitts and Nevis. Horsewood Building and Nevis Center, making home improvement easy.
Get ready for an exciting year with Flow Broadband and TV connecting you at home. Sign up now and get a free Samsung tablet worth over $900. Up to 100 megabits per second blazing internet will keep everyone on top of everything every day. While Flow TV delivers the best home entertainment with the latest shows on demand in HD plus favorites you can record. Visit your nearest Flow store today to sign up for Flow Broadband and TV and get your free Samsung tablet. Conditions apply.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
Welcome back. As part of activities to commemorate its 60th anniversary, ZIZ Radio will be awarding past and present employees during a 60th anniversary awards program on Wednesday. Senior announcer at ZIZ Radio, St. Clair GQ Library, explained that the format of the award program will incorporate entertainment.
You can expect a night of presentations here and there. You know, I don't want to give away too much now, otherwise, you know, what's the purpose of tuning in if you know what you're going to be getting? But we'll have some presentations here and there, and instead of just having an award, you tune in, you see whoever walk up, take an award, walk back down, and then you have a minister make a speech, and then another person walk back up, take another award, and maybe give a speech. It's boring, you know? So instead of just having a run sheet or a run, if I can put it that way, back to back, where people just receiving awards and this speech is being made, you break it up, you know? You have a speech, entertainment, and then we kind of lump the awards together.
Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, Library said the program will be virtual.
We would love it to be, you know, an event just like anyone else, to have people embrace your activity that you're having. But unfortunately, based on the COVID-19 protocols, we have to abide by those rules just like anyone else. So, you know, we have adopted the protocol that Carnival has set for us, ensure us that we can have a virtual event and be successful with it.
He also encouraged persons to tune in to ZIZ TV Channel 5 or view ZIZ's Facebook and YouTube pages to see the program. The ZIZ Radio 60th Anniversary Awards program will air at 8:30 p.m. on Wednesday. Students from across the Federation will be able to showcase their public speaking skills by participating in the ZIZ 60th Anniversary Goldwyn Canes High School Speech Competition on Thursday. Grell Brown, Sales and Marketing Manager at ZIZ, shared details of the contest set to take place this week.
We want to thank the Ministry of Education, and in particular P.S. Hodge on St. Kitts and P.S. Barrett on Nevis, for embracing this idea. And we also want to thank the principals from the participating schools, as well as the advisors, the students, and the parents for allowing the students to participate in this event on Thursday. The event is going to be a very dynamic event, and we encourage the general public to tune in and see the very best in our students.
Mr. Brown thanked the parties involved that are assisting to make the competition possible.
As we celebrate the 60th anniversary of ZIZ Radio, one of the events we are hosting is the ZIZ 60th Anniversary Goldwyn Canes High School Speech Competition. On Thursday night, March the 4th at 8 p.m. in the ZIZ television studios, a number of students representing high schools from across the Federation will present a very persuasive speech, 7 minutes in length, on the topic, making a case for broadcast media, radio, in a world of emerging technologies. We at ZIZ felt that this would be a great opportunity to engage our young people, in particular our high school students, and at the same time help them to develop their research, writing, and public speaking skills.
The ZIZ 60th Anniversary Goldwyn Canes High School Speech Competition forms part of a week of activities, which includes an award ceremony on Wednesday evening, a handing over ceremony on Friday, a health walk on Saturday, and culminates with a church service on Sunday. The St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank is this year celebrating its 50th anniversary, and to kick off the celebrations, staff worshipped at the Rivers of Living Waters Christian Center on Sunday. Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Timothy Harris, who was also in attendance, spoke to the resilience of the National Bank, having overcome the challenges of the current pandemic and a cybersecurity breach a few weeks ago.
Not everything certainly has been easy for our bank over its first 50 years. To tell the truth, the bank has survived many threats, both globally, and some threats have emanated from right here in St. Kitts and Nevis. From oil crisis to global recessions, from the financial crisis to a global pandemic, and recently a cyber attack. National Bank is still standing tall.
While giving opening remarks, Chief Executive Officer Donald Thompson recalled the bank's history, noting that it opened its doors with $164,000 in shareholder contributions and profits now stand at $3.3 billion. He went on to list some of the activities included on the anniversary lineup.
Some of the events to be held include distribution of food packages, a creativity competition targeted at young people, a virtual anniversary concert, a national essay competition, and the publication of a 50th anniversary magazine and documentary. I invite you all to note the scheduled events and activities so that we may celebrate the bank's 50th anniversary together.
During the service, renditions were also offered by staff members to the attendees, which included Ministers of Cabinet and the Governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Timothy Antoine. And finally, on the local scene, the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, ECCB, has launched its blog, Insights Towards Recovery, Resilience and Socio-Economic Transformation. According to the ECCB, as the region navigates the COVID-19 pandemic, the blog, which was launched on March 1st, is intended to provide an avenue for harnessing collective thinking and taking collective action to deliver greater resilience and shared prosperity to the people of the ECCU.
The blog is ECCB's newest initiative to strengthen its engagement with you, the citizens and residents of the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union.
Through this platform, the bank will share with you insights on its strategic priorities and projects for the well-being of the people of the ECCU.
Topics on the blog will include digital currency, digital economy, financial stability, renewable energy, food and nutrition security, healthcare,
Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis. We make a sustained positive difference in your life.
What's your reason?
I love the fact that it's also clean and everything is simplified.
The variety of food that they have.
Nice people here, they help you out all the time.
What's your reason?
I like the generic brand IGA. It's just nice. Shops man is very nice.
There's always a great reason to shop at Hortswood's Value Mart IGA.
The prices are excellent and you get them into it.
Hortswood's Value Mart IGA, where
Shop smart.
There's nothing good about you. I don't want to be here.
My father told me that as far as he was concerned, I could stay in the home forever.
Our children deserve a chance for change. Children make mistakes, and child justice reform can help everyone to address these mistakes appropriately. Instead of sending a child to adult prison, let us give them alternative sentencing. We must divert our children from the court system through a holistic and systematic approach to addressing their offense and their road to rehabilitation. Rehabilitation helps child offenders to grow, change, learn from mistakes, accept responsibility, and make better choices. Reintegration of child offenders into the community after rehabilitation benefits the child, the family, and the community with a more productive citizen. Join the movement to give our children a chance for change. This message is brought to you by the USAID OECS Juvenile Justice Reform Project 2, funded by the United States Agency for International Development. For more information, log on to oecs.org/JJRP.
And we're moving now to news on the regional scene. Legendary reggae singer Bunny Wailer died in the Medical Associates Hospital in Kingston, Jamaica this morning. He was 73 years old. Bunny Wailer had been in and out of hospital since his second stroke in July 2020. Hailing from Trenchtown, Bunny Wailer's given name is Neville Livingston. He is a founding member of the Wailers, which included Bob Marley and Peter Tosh. Bunny Wailer's albums include Black Hat Man, released in 1976, and Rock and Groove, which came out 5 years later. His hit songs include Cool Runnings, Ballroom Floor, Crucial, and Ballhead Jesus. In 2017, the Jamaican government awarded Bunny Wailer an Order of Merit, the country's fourth highest honor. The government again recognized his contribution to Jamaican music in February 2019 with a Reggae Gold Award. A construction worker in Guyana accused of trafficking a Venezuelan teenager has surrendered to the police. In the meantime, he questions how did the police conclude that the teen had been trafficked. Travis Chase has the details.
The Trafficking in Persons Unit of the Guyana Police Force will now be able to conduct a thorough probe into claims that a 17-year-old girl from Venezuela had been trafficked by 39-year-old Neil London. The Guyana Police Force had leveled the allegation of human trafficking against London and had been in search of him. The 39-year-old requested the help of Nightly News to turn himself into the police, but not before he told us his side of the story.
Before I left Comacoli, and I spent like what, four to 5 nights together, right? She tell me she want to go with me. I asked her how old is she? She said 18, right? She friend it is there. She's 18. She bring the paper, the ID, and she said, well, I really understand Spanish. So me really understand the people. You really understand the people, right? But they say she's 18 and I bring shit.
According to the police, the 17-year-old who lived in Venezuela arrived in Guyana in November of 2020. The force claims that the teen, after arriving in Guyana, was residing at a wharf at Kumaka Waterfront, Mabaruma, Northwest District. The report further shared that the young woman was befriended by London, who later began living with her. However, on February 16th at about 8:30 a.m., London reportedly took the teen to Georgetown, leaving her younger brother behind, who also came to Guyana legally.
When I reached over, the girl telling me this girl is underage. So I said, well, which girl? I said, the immigration. So I said, I didn't know that. She said, because in Spanish you don't understand it, but this girl will reach 18. So I said, don't bring this young for so far. She said, anyway, she says it's illegal and what's not. And she said, go with this girl and make sure you take care of this girl. She said, make sure you take care of this girl. When I reach home in the afternoon, my friend come and show me on Facebook what going on.
Nightly News understands that it was the teen's brother who made the report that his sister had been trafficked. That report was made at the Mabaruma police station.
So you're saying that you're innocent, that you did not traffic the young lady from Venezuela to Georgetown?
No. From Comacoli to Georgetown.
How did she come to Guyana?
I don't know how she come to Guyana.
The girl and her brother are currently in the care of the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees.
How old is she really?
I took this as 17 plus, right? But I still don't know. They say 17 plus though.
So at the time you entered a relationship with the young lady, how old you thought she was?
Well, I said she probably about 19, 20, because she built us a showing that, well, okay, this girl look ageable, right? Because I never been with an underage girl yet. You know what I mean? I get carried away because of the language. And I asked other people, say, but there's a big girl, man, there's a big girl. Right? When I come through immigration, police, soldier, everybody, and I reach.
The investigation into the matter is ongoing. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Coming up, UN warns of death sentence for Yemen as donor pledges fall short. The details when we come back.
Imagine having the luxury of putting all your trust in one insurance company and being able to enjoy life to the fullest without having to worry. Well, don't imagine. National Caribbean Insurance is here to take care of all your insurance needs. Insure your life, vehicle, boat, home, belongings, and your future. At NCI, we make it our business to ensure that you enjoy every stage in life. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
Welcome back. The head of the United Nations warned Monday of a death sentence against war-torn Yemen after a donor conference yielded less than half the funds needed to prevent a devastating famine. The UN had appealed for $3.85 billion to pay for urgently needed aid, but just $1.7 billion was offered at a virtual pledging conference.
Jan Egeland, the Secretary General of the Norwegian Refugee Council, has spent the last few days in the Amran and Hajj camps northwest of the Yemeni capital. What he has seen has left him in shock.
I saw some of the worst starvation I've seen anywhere. What I met there was mothers with babies who were starving. They were skeleton, really.
His NGO has recently seen its funds eroded by a lack of contributions, and he was counting heavily on Monday's United Nations hosted donor conference to offer some sort of aid
for a stronger response before too long.
The UN estimates that the latest pledges have left a bitter taste of rejection.
I think that this amount is considered insulting to Yemeni people because the donors know that we're under siege and we've been subjected to an unjust war.
The Yemeni conflict, unleashed in 2014 by a rebel offensive, has already killed some 130,000 people, leading the UN to label it the worst humanitarian crisis on the planet today.
Ghana and its West African neighbor, Ivory Coast, on Monday became the world's first states to administer vaccines from COVAX, a global scheme to procure free COVID jabs for poorer countries. Richer nations have surged ahead with inoculating their population, but many poorer countries are still awaiting their first vaccine doses.
Ghana, making history as President Nana Akufo-Addo receives the world's first free vaccine from COVAX. It's a UN-backed global scheme aimed at leveling the playing field between countries as poorer nations trail behind others in sourcing immunizations against COVID-19.
It's important that I set the example that this vaccine is safe by being the first to have it, so that everybody in Ghana can feel comfortable about taking this vaccine.
The First Lady, Rebecca Akufo-Addo, also received an Oxford AstraZeneca shot, one day before the rest of the 600,000 doses are deployed across the country. At the top of the priority list are essential workers and people over the age of 60. But the logistics of distributing the jabs aren't the only challenge. Many Ghanaians remain unsure that the vaccination is safe, with conspiracy theories casting doubts on the program. Doubts that authorities tried to tamper at the reception ceremony.
Your Excellency, thankfully, we have a vaccine now to help in the fight against the virus. The ceremony this morning, I believe, will help change minds about the conspiracies that people have against this virus.
Another country at the front of the COVAX queue is Ivory Coast, with injections also beginning on Monday. Next in line is Nigeria, that is due to receive nearly 4 million doses of the vaccine later this week. The World Health Organization has said it aims to distribute 600 million doses of the jabs to Africa by the end of the year, enough to vaccinate at least 20% of the population.
Up next in sports, Sadlers, St. Peter's and Newtown record wins, and Connery and Bath United played to a draw while St. Peter's start winning streak. Stay with us.
Imagine having the luxury of putting all your trust in one insurance company and being able to enjoy life to the fullest without having to worry. Well, don't imagine. National Caribbean Insurance is here to take care of all your insurance needs. Insure your life, vehicle, boat, home, belongings, and your future. At NCI, we make it our business to ensure that you enjoy every stage in life. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
First up in sports, Fast Cash Saddlers FC remain at the top of the SKNFA Premier League table with a narrow 1-0 victory over Newtown, while Rams Village Superstars got a 3-1 victory over TGE Dieppe Eagles. We join SKNFA media consultant Andre Huey.
Fast Cash Saddlers enjoyed their hold on the top of the table, drawing to Escrave Newtown United 1-1 on Saturday night. Having enjoyed 2 big wins in their first 2 matches, Saddlers seemed to be on a roll for a 3rd straight win when Stefan Rollins scored in the 49th minute for the Purple Nation. But Delano Hodge of Newtown, who was a threat all night, notched the equalizer in the 58th minute. The match was broadcast live on the SKNFA website. Commentators Sylvester Charles and LaShawn Dixon.
In the middle, we have tonight David Phipps. This one comes across the goalkeeper, trying to watch on the one and he scores! Oh my word, what an opportunity there. It looks as though it is the number 15. In fact, Rollins flicked that one on and got it between the 2 defenders into the back of the net. And Saddlers has scored the first goal in tonight's game in just about the 47th minute or thereabout. And they're celebrating a Saddlers 1 and Escrave Newtown 0.
Yes, opportunity. Saddlers taking advantage from a set piece from the western side.
Felt the feet a bit of a bubbling on top of the box. Ball being played wide by Rumpeley, finds the man. Mackinham comes across and the flick on and the ball drilled into the back of the net. It's a goal to Newtown. Finally, Newtown has gotten the equalizer, and that one scored by Delano Hodge. 3+ standing there. I wondered for a moment if they weren't offside.
Yes. 3 Newtown players, they found themselves behind the Saddlers defenders. I thought the Saddlers
standing there.
Yes. I believe the Saddlers defenders were anticipating an offside call, but the flag never came and they punished the defenders.
In Saturday's other match, TGE Diebe Eagles suffered their second defeat in the SKNFA Premier League on the weekend, losing to Ransville Superstars 3-1. From the first minute of the match, it became clear it would have been a long day for Diebe. As soon as the first whistle went, Carlos Bertie found the back of the net for Village. 9 minutes later, Kimari Rogers doubled the 47th minute with a straight red card. Here are highlights with
Diebe nil. That's where you come again. This time in the box. This time it should be a goal. It's goal. It's there. Making no joke with this one. 2-0. It looks like the man soccer. Is that Kimari atoning for his miss now? Yes, it is Harry. Probably on. And Boston is onside. Boston gets in, and Boston scores! It's 2-1.
Watch a goal by Boston. Very good goal indeed to pull one back for Diebe. The ball was played through the Village Superstar defense. Boston got on the end of it.
Oh, it's a foul. Now they come forward with Rogers. Rogers goes inside the shot. The goal is there. It's there. Number 3 for Village. Finally. In fact, the youngster who just came on, it looked like his first touch. What a touch. Into the back of the net.
Watch a touch indeed. And it was coming.
Only one goal was scored in the SKNFA Premier League on Sunday as Connery and Bath United played to a 0-0 draw and St. Peter's edged Flow 4GK on Rockets 1-0. Again, we join SKNFA media consultant Andre Huey.
St. Peter's FC is on a roll after dispatching Saul Allen Auto Supply's Connery FC 6-0 last week in a shock result in the SKNFA Premier League. They edged Flow 4GK and Rockets 1-0 on Sunday at the Warner Park. That goal came from Tiquan Tyrrell in the 20th minute.
St. Peter's free kick toward the goal. And we have a lovely, not taken cleanly by Zaire. And then we have head upon head upon head upon head upon head, and eventually, with a ping pong of headers, I think it's Tiquan Tyrrell who ended up putting the ball in the back of the net. But that goal was caused by the initial error by the goalkeeper, Zarian Clark, coming out and not taking the cross cleanly.
Commentary provided by Al Edwards and Kenneth Bob. In Sunday's other match, Saul Allen Auto Supply's Connery drew 0-0 with Hot Springs Bath United. The SKNFA Premier League continues this Friday at 6 p.m. when Fast Cash Saddlers will do battle with Hot Springs Bath United, followed by SL Horses St. Paul's United, taking on Saul Allen Auto Supply's Connery at 8:30 p.m. All matches will be streamed live on the SKNFA website at www.sknfa.com.
And that's it for sports. When we come back, we'll have another look at the stories that made the headlines. And we're wrapping up with a recap of the top stories. The Foreign Affairs official calls for equitable access to vaccines. Prime Minister Harris urges larger nations to do more in the fight against COVID-19. And Health Minister expresses support for Indian vaccine manufacturer. And that's the end of the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. Thank you for joining us. I'm Carla Berridge. Bye.